But my goal here tonight is to try to tell you a little bit about our committee, our reorganization of the Outdoor Ethics Committee, and some of our goals looking forward. So again, my name is Scott Anderson, and I'm now the new chair of the Outdoor Ethics Subcommittee. The Outdoor Ethics Subcommittee is an arm of the Outdoor Programs Committee, which is led by Mark Rose. It is supported professionally by Frank Riegelman, the Director of Programs and Properties of the National Adventures Group, and supported with a staff including Andrea Watson, Brian Gray, Tom Pendleton, Ollie Banks, and Mila Epton. I will say that without the tireless support of the National Council, we would not be able to achieve anywhere near the level of programming that we have been able to include in the scouting program and offer around the country. So thanks again to Frank Riegelman and his entire staff at National Outdoor Programs for all that they have done to support us. So first and foremost, our goal is to serve the mission of the Boy Scouts of America. So everything that we do is in support of their mission statement. And even though we did that, we had developed our own vision. And we were all about education and behavior. We wanted to make sure all the scouts and volunteers learned about the impacts and the way that they could mitigate them through practicing, following the outdoor code and leaving no trace. But we didn't want to stop there. We wanted to make sure that the BSA was recognized as the leader in outdoor ethics education. So our vision statement states, the membership of the Boy Scouts of America through education and behavior is recognized as the leader in the ethically responsible use of our outdoor recreational spaces. And that leads us to our mission, and our specific charge is to serve the Outdoor Ethics Committee is to encourage, advise, and support the inclusion of outdoor ethics in all program areas of scouting and to support our council outdoor ethic programs. So it is that support of council programs that is most critical to what we do. The leadership of this committee has been made up of only two individuals ahead of me, Eric Heiser, who was the first chair of the committee, and then Dave OLeary took it over in 2014 and served till this year, 2020. And then I have recently taken it over. While writing this slide, I realized, holy crap, that's 7 years. I don't know that I'll last that long, but we'll give it a shot. Anyway, it's time now to say thank you to Dave Leary for all that he has done to drive this committee forward. A resolution was established by the National Council, and it states, whereas the National Adventures Committee wishes to express its appreciation and gratitude to Dave OLeary for leaving an indelible impact as the Outdoor Ethics Subcommittee Chairman for the Boy Scouts of America. Whereas during Dave's 6 years of leadership, outdoor ethics continues to be integrated at all levels of the BSA through age-appropriate program enhancements, engaging exhibits at national and international jamborees and national conferences. Whereas David's commitment to scouting reaches well beyond outdoor ethics, serving on national camping school faculty, NCAP assessment teams, and numerous volunteer roles at the unit, district, and council level. Be it therefore resolved, the National Adventures Committee, the Outdoor Program Support Committee volunteers, Outdoor Programs and Properties staff, and the Boy Scouts of America express our profound thanks and gratitude. Dave, thank you so much for all you have done. At this time, could we spotlight Dave OLeary? And I'm going to try to pause my share. And Dave, if you would ask your wife to join you. And could we spotlight Dave? Hi, Lisa. Lisa has a gift to present to you from the Outdoor Ethics Committee.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Lisa was lurking in here, and I was wondering what was going on.
How long is this going to take? Well, we're 45 minutes late, Lisa. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everyone. Wow. Check it out. Somebody did a nice job with that.
Yes. So the Outdoor Ethics Committee commissioned Josh Lamont, who is an expert wooden craftsman, to develop this for you. So it's a one-of-a-kind art piece, and it is absolutely stunning. And again, our best way of saying thank you for all you've done.
Thank you. It's been a real pleasure and a great several years, and best luck to Scott. I will still be around.
So then again, that's a good image of what that plaque looks like. Josh did a terrific job, and so happy to present it to Dave for all the years of service. Our outdoor committee is made up of some members who have continued with us: Paula Booth, Mark Hammer, Charlie Thorpe, Toby Green, Marshall Berger, Sean Spencer, Dave O'Leary, Eric Heiser, and Jeff Marion. Additionally, I've added 4 new members to the committee. Barbara Saunders, who's leading our Cub Scout Initiatives group, which is a group of about 6 to 8 volunteers who are looking to improve our Cub Scout outreach. Dave Wilson, who is working with working with our social outreach. Josh Lamont, who is working with educational assets, and Matt Durant, who has joined us to handle virtual training. So welcome to our new members. Now, I've been asked a few times about, how does one get to serve the National Council or serve on our committee? Well, the first thing I can tell you is you must first serve your council. And ways to do that would come to our attention would be by serving as a council outdoor ethics advocate, leading Leave No Trace trainer courses. And then secondly, you need to serve, or if you serve the VSA nationally, possibly as a master educator course instructor or staffing our national event exhibits is one way that we would get to know you. So that's sort of the process. But one thing this question leads to, I was asked, what are we doing to add diversity? Because if you look closely at those names, you'll see that we are mostly older white men. The committee currently is made up of all Caucasians. We are 12 male and only 3 female, and the average age estimate is roughly 61. So we are definitely old and gray, and could do well to add more diversity to our committee. To that end, I wanted to point everyone to the Churchill standards that are being set up for councils. Now, remember that the council service is important, so that trickle up is necessary. And if councils are able to meet that minimum standard for gender and ethnic diversity, where they start with needing at least 10% of the membership and volunteers being female, striving to achieve 50%, and expanding the ethnic breakdown to match the local areas in which they serve, that pool that we're going to drive from and choose from is going to be diverse, and that's going to help us reach diversity goals. So what we're trying to do is to encourage council diversity, encourage diversity in the council outdoor ethic advocate selection process, encourage diversity in our ME instructor pool, and weigh diversity needs whenever we're recruiting new committee members. So I mentioned briefly that we're trying to reorganize our committee. And one of the things that we looked at, Dave and I, before I made this transition, was what were some of the problems that we were experiencing as a committee and how could we do better and move forward? And some of the objectives that we developed were the efficient use of our volunteer resources. So sometimes it's somebody doing everything and the workload isn't getting shared. Sometimes we're not finding the right way to implement and effectively use our volunteer resources. And that's our committee as well as our volunteers that serve us all the way down to the council and unit level. And how to improve our service to our councils. What can we do to improve the way in which we provide services that the councils rely on? We wanted to improve our communications, efficiently facilitate revisions to our resources, and gain quality control over our curriculum. We wanted to make sure that everything we do is still the most up-to-date and best practices that we can be teaching our scouts and scouters. So we divided the committee up into 3 service groups, and they are operations, communication and information resources, and curriculum and educational assets. And I'll talk about each one of them individually. The operation group, which is led by Vice Chair Paula Booth, is all of our regional outdoor ethic coordinators. So that's Paula serving the Western, Marshall and Northeast, and Toby serving the Central region. And at the moment, the Southern region chair is vacant. But we are well aware that the Churchill plan is being discussed, and we'll be implementing some restructuring of that whole regional structure. So the plan for us is to see what parts and elements of that Churchill plan get adopted by the BSA, and then we will restructure our group to meet those adopted changes, dividing up the 16 service territories to better serve our councils. The operation group has a major priority of serving the areas and the councils, and again, that's going to turn into our service territories and our councils. And they aid with council reporting, with program delivery, the Master Educator courses, advocate training, and roundtables. What's new with that group? Well, I'm going to tell you a little bit more later in the presentation about our monthly virtual outdoor ethic roundtables. So this operations group has put together and is developing a whole slate of monthly outreaches that they're going to do virtually to try to address some of the needs of our outdoor ethic advocates and our volunteers around the country. And then the next thing that's going to happen right after this conference is our 2020 yearly reporting. And this is where we're going to ask our councils to report on what level of activity has gone on with respect to outdoor ethics education and training. Now, we know that during this time of COVID that the plug got pulled on a great deal of outstanding programs that were planned. And whether you had little or none in your council, we'd still like to know about it. We would like to know what did get achieved, what did happen, what kind of, did you do a scouting university and speak 1 minute in a virtual presentation? We'd still like to know that those outreaches occurred. Next up is our Communications and Information Resources Group. Now, this is led by Vice Chair Mark Hammer. Mark is our long-running webmaster and has been doing this work mostly on his own and archiving all of our data and trying to maintain good contact information and everything else. We thought we'd try to give him a little bit of a team to try to work with and try to help them. And Dave Wilson and Dave OLeary are both serving with Mark on that group. Now, their priority is volunteer communications and resources. So developing the best way for our councils to be able to identify the resources and get access to them via the website or our other outreaches, and also our communications, our website management, our social media outreaches, our volunteer communications, and our data archiving. So what's new with them? Well, just visit the website, outdoorethics-bsa.org, and that'll always give you an up-to-date look at what else is going on. Join our Facebook group, BSA Outdoor Ethics. Now, this is the best way for a circular communication trail where you can post things of interest that's going on in your council that you want to share with the outdoor ethics community at large, and also post things to get word to us. We are actively monitoring that group, and it's a great active resource that we'd like to maintain. And lastly is look for our upcoming blog, BSA Outdoor Ethic News. It may get retitled in the months ahead, but we're going to try to get a monthly or every other month blog just telling you about what's new and try to point you to any current and new information that comes our way. The next group is our Curriculum and Educational Assets group, and this is led by our Vice Chair, Charlie Thorpe. Charlie and I have worked for a long time on curriculum and educational assets, and it was an ideal choice to put him in charge. We brought on Josh Lamont, and Dave OLeary are helping him along. This organization has a whole depth of priorities to work on. They are primarily looking at our curriculum development. And when I use the term curriculum, I typically mean everything we want our organization and our organizational members to know about outdoor ethics. So it is the big picture of information that we're trying to send out there. And that includes all of our training programs, all of the training programs in scouting that include outdoor ethics. It includes our publications and our advancement programs. Everything is a part of the big curriculum. They are working right now to create an update schedule of all of our assets and take a look at what needs to be done quicker than others and what is the appropriate way to utilize their resources, their volunteer resources, to get that work done. Also under their plate is lead instructor development, making sure that our master educators courses have the best possible training for our lead instructors. So what's new with them? Well, I am happy to announce, and I say this because I spent a lot of time on this one, the brand new release of the BSA supplement to the Leave No Trace Master Educator Handbook. Now this, we've had a supplement for some time. This is a brand new, fresh edition. So it's a complete rewrite of the old supplement, and it is available on the website. I, at one point in time, had that link to share with you. I will make sure we get it posted right on the front page of our website so you'll know where to access it. And I would ask Mark Hammer if he wouldn't mind sending out a chat to everybody with that link right now on where you could get this brand new resource. Now, this is needed for every master educator. So if you're a master educator, please download this. If you are a trainer or any other type of volunteer, this is a great resource that might provide a lot of information you're interested in. So you are welcome to download it as well. Lastly, and not part of our service groups, are all the things that we do on a very short-term basis. And I call these special projects. And at the moment, we have 3 special projects that are happening. One is our Cub Scout Initiatives. Another is the virtual education that we've been working on. And then our national exhibits, which are just chunks of short-term projects. The Cub Scout Initiatives work group, which is chaired by Barbara Saunders, consists of about 8 to 10 volunteers who have been recruited from around the country, and their focus is on developing a plan to provide greater support for our Cub Scout volunteers on the council and district level, and also on the pack and den level. So we want to make sure that everybody in the Cub Scout program has identifiable, easy access to the resources that they would like to help teach our Cubs how to best implement the outdoor code and outdoor ethic programs and the kids' principles for Leave No Trace. Virtual training. This is led by Matthew Durant. Matt has, over the last 3 months, been focusing on the tools that are needed to deliver successful outdoor ethic trainings in a variety of virtual formats. He participated with 6 other volunteers in the Train the Trainer program, where he helped develop the curriculum for that teach our master educators how to deliver virtual training courses and teach our other volunteers how to deliver some of the other awareness and one-on-one courses, all done virtually. And the other part that Matt's working on is our virtual outdoor ethic roundtables, where he'll have a instrumental operational duty to help make them happen. Last is our national exhibits. This is still my charge, and its focus is on organizing and staffing all of our major event outreaches. So the jamborees, where we do big exhibits and have huge staff to help support. Our NOEVC and Venturing Fest, our outdoor program conferences, are all areas where we recruit staff to try to come and help us. And I have never been in a situation where I had more than I needed. So if you have an interest in these kind of programs, please reach out to me. Usually it's about a year in advance when we start putting out the notices, and you'll see it on Facebook, my call to the community to try to staff these events. We have a great time, and I'd love to work with each and every one of you on one of these at some point in time. Last thing I wanted to bring up is the organization of the Scout movement. WSM has three major programs going on that are all environmentally based. And one is the World Scout Environmental Program. Another one is the Sustainable Development Goals and the Scouts for the SDGs. And lastly is the SCENES project, so Scout Center for Excellence and Nature and Excellence. These are three great movements, and there are at least 2 SCENE camps out there that are actively teaching Leave No Trace. We know that Leave No Trace programs are running in Asia and in Europe, and we know that we have a lot of visitors on our seminar this weekend that are from those councils and from those regions in WSM, and we just want to welcome you and let you know that we are thrilled with the goals of the World Scouting movement. We hope that at some point in time that National Scout across the planet will adopt Leave No Trace as part of their program. So now we're down to it. What can you do? Well, I go back to our vision statement, and what was clear here is the members of the Boy Scouts of America, through education and behavior, is recognized as the leader in the ethically responsible use of our outdoor recreation spaces. So education and behavior were the key words there. And so the first thing you can do is to learn. Learn about recreational impacts. They come in all sizes, whether it be geological impacts, vegetation impacts, soil impacts, water resources, cultural resources, even social impacts. And I'll wager one more, as I have one that I call scouting impacts that are just unique to us. So learn about the recreational impacts, and then learn the skills and the ethics that can be implemented to mitigate them. So a lot of great programs out there. The Leave No Trace Awareness course, which has now just been rebranded, the Outdoor Ethics Orientation course, the Leave No Trace 101 course, or Tread Lightly Awareness course. These are all opportunities where you can learn much more about recreational impacts and outdoor skills and ethics. I will also point out that there's some great literature out there. Leave No Trace in the Outdoors by Dr. Jeff Marion, who spoke earlier today, is probably one of the finest resources in book format to learn about recreational impacts and the Leave No Trace program. Practice is the next step. Follow the outdoor code, follow the 7 principles of Leave No Trace, practice Tread Lightly. All of these things, however, wherever, and whenever you recreate in the outdoors, if you put them into practice every time, it becomes routine in no time. And that goal is clear. Eliminate the avoidable impacts and minimize the unavoidable impacts. So if we all try just those 2 simple steps in what we do in the outdoors, we will go a long way. Next up is to teach. If you've learned and you put into practice and you have the energy and want to try to start sharing that message, that positive way of behaving in the outdoors, teach. You can teach our youth and our volunteer members the principles of Leave No Trace, or Tread Lightly, or the value of the outdoor code. You can teach our volunteers to teach. That's even one step further. And there's some great resources to help you do that. The BSA Leave No Trace trainer courses and BSA Master Educator courses are all excellent programs. Tread Trainer and Master Tread Trainer courses. Project Learning Tree has a facilitator course. There are lots of opportunities out there to become a great teacher of outdoor ethics. Lastly, volunteer. It's important that we serve our councils. And serving our council, you can do it as a council outdoor ethics advocate or serve on council committees, whether it be training, conservation, program, etc., camping committees. Serve on district committees. We need to help our councils succeed in running the scouting program. And in whatever capacity you choose, if you serve our councils, you are ultimately going to serve outdoor ethics because we're busy out there getting the message across. Now, we do have our council outdoor ethics training program that is going to be run as a daily program by our regional outdoor ethics coordinators. great opportunity if you're interested in the outdoor ethics advocate position. And lastly, where can I find help? Well, the websites are the best resources we have, and particularly our own, the outdoorethics-bsa.org, is stock full of resources that can help you do outdoor ethics in whatever scouting program you're participating in. And by extension, the scouting.org/outdoor programs/outdoor ethics, or if you just go to scouting.org and look up outdoor programs or outdoor ethics, you'll get there. Is a reduced version of that same information without all the detailed resources, but a great place in where you can start and where you can experiment and find information that can help you deliver outstanding programs for outdoor ethics. If you have questions, what do? Well, it's easy. You can email us directly at outdoor.ethics@scouting.org or visit us. Again, our outdoorethics-bsa.org website, and go to the contact link, and there you'll find ways to access your council outdoor ethic advocates, our regional coordinators, our area advocates. You'll find ways to access every member of the outdoor ethics committee. It is defined by what their roles are, so it'll help point you toward the right individual. But it is a great resource when you want to make contact and get questions answered. Regarding what you've heard about this conference, if you have questions that you want to have answered by our panelists, please send an email to oeconference@outdoorethics-bsa.org. I'll say it again, oeconference@outdoorethics-bsa.org. And that was our conference email. And you should have a copy of that email address on any of the confirmation notices that you received. And you can send us questions about what you heard during this conference, and we'll be happy to try to see that we answer it. So upcoming events. These are important because these are opportunities in which you can network with us, and we hope in person. Our next big gathering for the outdoor ethics community is going to be the 2021 National Outdoor Program Conference. This is going to be at the Summit Bechtel Reserve, October 13th through 17th. We always have a track of courses that are outdoor ethics oriented. We are looking to greatly enhance that program so that we're going to be offering multiple programs throughout the whole conference. So there'll be plenty of opportunity to pick and choose some valuable programs that will interest you. And I'm sure there'll be programs offered by other people in the outdoor program world that you'll find interesting. They have never disappointed me in all the years that I've attended them. So it's going to include a full slate of outdoor ethics sessions with some of our top presenters, and also there'll be pre-conference training programs. So what we might see is a outdoor ethics advocate training or a train the trainer program offered there. We might see a tread trainer program or a leave no trace trainer program. We're working on the schedule now, and we will get that out to you as soon as we can. Virtual roundtables, I mentioned these earlier, is a new initiative by our committee. And up and coming, December 2nd is going to be our first regular monthly roundtable. It'll be part 1 and 2 of website exploration. So getting to know where things are hidden in the website. There's so much material there that it takes a little bit of navigation understanding to find everything, and it is easy to do once you see the layout and understand the layout. So Mark Hammer, our website webmaster, is going to be leading that whole roundtable, and he has done an outstanding job explaining where things are located. The second part of that is the reporting tools for council outdoor ethics advocates. So there is a whole set of reporting tools on the website that make it simple for an outdoor ethics advocate to report on the activities in their council. In January 2021, we have a virtual roundtable plan to discuss short-term camp overnight trainings. And then in February 2021, women in the outdoors. So with Scouting's new inclusion of girls in Scouts BSA and girls in our Cub Scout program, there are some women issues that apply to outdoor ethics that'll be discussed in that roundtable. And then lastly, as far as up and coming events, I'd like to tell you about our BSA Leave No Trace Master Educator courses. At the moment, we have 5 scheduled. We have about 4 others that are on hold as we examine the state of COVID. But at the moment, scheduled for April 29th to May 4th, there's one in Florida, August 2nd, one in Idaho, August 9th in Ontario, and one on the 15th in Minnesota, and then lastly at Philmont on September 25th of next year. If you go to our outdoorethics-bsa.org website, right on the homepage on the right-hand side, you'll see the list of all of our upcoming events, and our Master Educator courses are highlighted right there. And just click on those links for more information. Again, our website is the best resource, outdoorethics-bsa.org. At this time, I'd like to take a moment just to say thank you. And I have some thank yous that need to first go to the planning team for the 2020 National Outdoor Ethics Conference that was scheduled in North Carolina. This is the in-person event. This committee, which was led by Chandra Clark, Meredith Blackwood, and Kenna McIntyre, worked tirelessly for 6 months prior to the event was scheduled, actually a year in advance when they started putting it together, and with a great team from Akinichi Council to try to put together an outstanding in-person event. It is unfortunate that event got canceled, but we thank them so much for all the efforts that they put in to organize this conference, even though it didn't happen. And next is our virtual conference planning team. Marshall Berger, Paula Booth, Chandra Clark, Matthew Durant, Toby Green, Mark Hammer, Dave O'Leary, and most importantly, the National Council, Frank Riegelman, for all of the work that they did to help us deliver what I think was an outstanding program. I mean, today's presentations from the center and from Jeff Marion are always the highlight of our conferences, and they came through in a virtual format. So thank you for everyone who participated in putting this conference together. And then lastly, thank you all for taking the time out of your busy schedules to attend and to come and hear what we're offering and what we have to share. It is because of our attendance that this conference was a complete success. We will be sending out some follow-up surveys and some follow-up answers to questions and links to everything that we think was asked for. And we'll try to provide you with all of the proceedings, information that will help answer those questions. And then lastly, we are making recordings of all of these sessions, which we hope to post on the website. It'll take us a little bit of time to get it together, but we're looking to post it on the website so that everybody who did not have time to sit through each session throughout the conference or works in a different time zone and couldn't make that happen, will have the opportunity to see all that occurred. I'm gonna, at this point in time, say thank you so much for everybody's attendance, and our conference is now concluded. So stay safe, keep leaving no trace, keep following outdoor ethics, keep following tread lightly, and obey the outdoor code. Good night, and thank you.